Hey, Run Elite, Andrew here. Now, if you're watching the Olympics, the 1500 meter was insane. I'm going to do another video on that in a couple of weeks. But it kind of reminds me of a couple of things. The way that that race unfolded was really about like guts and going for what is wanted versus from a place of like ease and flow versus from a place of force. And it really does highlight how races can unfold sometimes differently than we think. Now with yourself, you may have a running goal that is a time on the clock. Let's say that you're a marathoner and you're wanting to get, let's pick an arbitrary time and say under 3 hours or so. Now, if that's your goal, I want you to hear that there are really two goals embedded in that. The first one is that you want to get under your time. And the second one is that you don't want to fail at getting under your time. And they're really different kinds of goals. Now, they seem on paper like the same thing, but they're polar opposite. So in this video here, I'm gonna do a live coaching session for you where I'm gonna be talking with the runner about exactly that. He wants to get under 3, and so he's shooting for a 2:55, thinking that if he fails at it, he'll still get the sub 3. But that's kind of lying to yourself, isn't it? Because you're sort of planning on failing at your goal, or you're not really clearly defining your goal, so how could you have it? Now, it seems like a subtle difference, but it really does make all the difference. So I'm gonna share a few things with you. We're gonna start off with a little highlight of one of the greatest runners who's ever lived. His name's Haile Gebrselassie. I love this guy. And he was, dominant on the track in the 5K, the 10K, other distances as well. Then he moved up to the marathon. He had longevity in his career, and he was really driven by moving towards something bigger than himself. Yes, the times and the world records and Olympic medals as well, but he was really driven by joy as opposed to wanting to avoid failing at it, which a lot of runners really do. They think that they must get the time, they must complete the distance, or they're a failure. And so I invite you to have this conversation with us. I'm gonna share a story with you from my own life that's not even running related. It was in a different sport, in martial arts, and how this kind of mindset crept into my mind and sabotaged my race. I think you're really gonna enjoy this. So here we go into the video. Gebrselassie, you remember he's got that big smile and you can see his molars. And the commentator, that guy who commentated for like 20 years on ESPN, he'd be like, and there's Gebrselassie on the starting line. And we see him being playful and giving the handshakes and the smile. He's always full of love and he's always smiling. But you bet when the gun goes off, he's the most fierce competitor. And Gebrselassie just like shaking it out and waving and laughing. And then the gun goes off and he's boom, world record. And then he goes back to like smiling. Look at this guy. You can't rob this guy of who he is. And he wins. And he got something like 20 something world records. He won the 10,000 meters in 96, in 2000. One of only, I think, 3 humans to ever do that. 4 now, I think. It's because of who he became. And he also had longevity. He set a world record in like 97 or 94, one of those, mid 90s in the 5K. And he was still going, setting world records in the marathon 20 years later, 25 years later. Longevity too. He's not going to have longevity if he doesn't feel he's tapping into who he's becoming, tapping into those emotions, what he wants, not what he doesn't want, what he wants. There's a chapter in here called Kyle Sucks. It's chapter 4. It's called Kyle Sucks, How Your Mind Can Sabotage Your Race.
Or Kyle.
And I tell a story in there. Kyle, who's Kyle? I used to do Taekwondo for 15 years. Earlier in life. I don't do it anymore. And I was at this tournament and this was like, a lot was on the line. I was on a team and we were doing a team competition and it was neck and neck for first place. And there was no award for second place. It's either you win or you don't. It was neck and neck. And it came down to me on my sparring. If I won, the team would win. If I didn't, I'd lose and the team would lose. There was a lot on the line. And I made it to, I don't remember if it was the first, second place match or the second, third place match, whatever. I had to win that match and I would have placed. And the person they put me against, his name was Kyle. And this dude, he got eliminated in like his first round. And so he's not eligible to move up the ranks, but somehow they didn't track him. And they're like, oh, we don't have you on our paper here. Let's just put you in here and see how you do. And they put him in. And then him and I are facing off for either first place or second place. I can't remember. And we go to fight each other and it's like out of a freaking movie, like Karate Kid. It's like, it's tied 2-2 and third point wins. It's literally like the most dramatic thing in my life at the time. Okay. And all my teammates are watching me and they're rooting for me. And I felt the pressure. I have to there's fear if I don't. I'm like, oh shit. If I don't win this, they're going to be disappointed and he's going to be disappointed. And my mom is there and my dad is there. And oh no. So then I felt like a victim because I'm like, this shouldn't even be real. This kid should have been eliminated. We shouldn't even be doing this stupid fight. And my mind is on, it's unfair. I'm a victim. I'm in fear. And you know what? I knew, I wouldn't have said it, but I knew that I was going to lose that match. Because when you're in those emotions, fear, you know you're going to lose. Apprehension, trying to avoid, trying to push to make something happen, you know you're going to lose it. There's like a part of your spirit, your soul. You know exactly what I'm talking about, don't you? In other areas of life, you just know when you're going to fail at the thing, even though you say you're confident and you do the actions, and then you're not surprised when you fail because part of you expects it. A subconscious expects it that you'll fail. And that's driven by fear. If we're in fear as opposed to love, you're gonna feel just way different. You can take the same action, right? I could have fought that kid out of love. This kid, I'm so glad he gets another chance. Too bad he's up against Andrew Muffafuffin Snow because I'm gonna beat his butt. That's okay. I'll take him out for a milkshake after. Let's go, baby. And play around with him and tease him and be like, haha, you're eliminated. You have no idea what, ooh. Like if I had a playful attitude or a loving attitude or just love towards my team members, it wouldn't have mattered. But I was distraught. I cried. I remember crying. I'll let myself off the hook because I was like 14 or something like that, or 13 or something. But I was upset. And this kid was so happy. So anyway, that's a story to talk about. If you're driven by like wanting to avoid something rather than wanting to include something, this is law of attraction. There's a big difference between people say, who doesn't want more money, right? Why do you want more money? I don't want the IRS knocking at my door. I just want to be able to pay my bills. I just don't want to be poor anymore. Good luck. Not going to work. Law of attraction frame. It's not going to work because what you're saying is I don't want to be poor anymore. I don't want to look at my bank account and feel negative. I don't want to not have to go on vacation. I don't want to have to work this job anymore because I hate this job. Stupid job. Why can't I just have the money? And most of those people don't ever get the money. But when we turn, it's not about, I don't want this. When it's about, we turn around. What do I want? So in your running, what do you want? Yes, sub 3. But why do you want sub 3? How are you going to feel when you get it? I'll feel this. I feel like I overcame this. It means this to me. What does it say about where I'm going in life? What does it say about my creator and the purpose of this life? What does it say about what I'm capable of? And you focus on those and you focus on those and you focus on those. And then here's the key, is all of those things that you say, whatever those are for you, you choose to experience them now before the gun goes off, before you choose to experience them. So you become the overcomer and the action taker and the person who's like full of love and full of gratitude. And you're like celebrating it before you even get there. Now, when you get on the starting line, just like as when I was on the starting line with that kid, Kyle, I wasn't in the emotions of being a winner. I was in the emotions of, okay. So same thing on the starting line of the race, be in the emotion like Kipchoge or Haile Gebrselassie.
So it's like you have your goal, but you got to focus on it and choose. It's almost like actively, almost like on a daily basis, like choose the goal. It's like, because the fear of failure is it could be a driver, but it's almost like a trick. Oh, the fear of failure is pushing me, but it's actually almost pulling. You're almost choosing to fail by focusing on it. Whereas if you choose the goal, the 3-hour goal, I'll start to take actions that will bring me closer to that goal.
You said it exactly right there. You said that when you focus on avoiding the thing you don't want, you focus on it and you become it. That is law of attraction. By definition, it's you get what you focus on.
Tough to do.
You don't even have to answer this here, and perhaps you don't even know the answer yet, but like take this and let it brew for a little bit. Is your goal to run under 3 hours, or is your goal to not fail at running under 3 hours? And like, you don't even have to answer that, but you see how they're like polar opposite, even though it's the same?
It's like two paths diverging. Like they're almost going in like opposite directions, it feels like. That question.
Absolutely opposite direction. That's why when I was talking about it, I like shifted and went the other way. Abraham Hicks talks about this. She says every topic is really two topics. The having of the thing that is wanted and the absence of having the thing that is wanted. It's not the having of the thing that's wanted, and the opposite is not having a different thing that is unwanted, or the opposite of it. No, it's just the absence of having what is wanted. So polar opposite would be having the sub 3 hour, and the opposite of that isn't having a 5 hour. The opposite of it is not having the 3 hour. It's the exclusion of the thing you want. And so every topic is really two topics. So if you want the sub 3 hour, there's two topics there. There's the wanting of the sub 3 hour, and there's the unwanting of not having the sub 3 hour. It's the same topic, but they're two different ends of one topic. And so if you're a little tiny ant on this pen, and we have sub 3 hour over here, or avoid failing at the sub 3 hour over here, and you're a little tiny ant, you can only look this way or that way. Because we're big humans, we can see both sides. But if you're a little ant on there, you either got to orient this way or orient that way. Whichever one you look at is the one you'll get. So if we try to avoid, you're looking at the pen this way, or I'd be this way. This is avoid. You're looking at the pen this way, you're the ant facing this way, you're looking at avoiding it, and that's what you will have. Flip around and look this way. It's the same topic. Most people don't want health. They want to not have bad health. That's why they abuse their body until something happens, and even then continue to abuse their body. But when do people make meaningful lifestyle changes with their health? It's like when they get obese, when they get diabetes, when they get cancer, when they get, and now, oh, we can't have this, and they want to get rid of it. Never was their goal health. It's just now that they're sick, their goal is not sick. That's different from health. Had their value been health, they never would have got sick. I mean, you never know what's going to happen, but unlikely. It's such a subtle difference. We've been talking about this for a while here. I think it's awesome that we've gone like so long on that topic right there, because it's so subtle, but it is the difference. Hey, I hope you liked that video here. Now, if you want to watch the entire interview, you can click the link down below and watch the whole interview that I did with Ross. And if you haven't picked up your copy of Run Elite, Train and Think Like the Greatest Runners of All Time, go ahead and pick up a copy on Amazon or Audible. I know you're going to love it. It's going to help you smash your times in any race, from the 5K to the marathon and the ultramarathon distances. Now, if you're getting something from this video, thank you so much for watching. Do me a favor and click the like and subscribe button. With a small channel like us, it really helps to make even more videos for you. So if you're liking it, go ahead and hit that bell, hit the like, hit the subscribe. I'll see you on the next video. Thank you.